Alright, a wonderful good morning and welcome back to my channel, everybody. We are joining the league here, but I'm gonna go over the deck list real quick. Yeah, I'm back, and today is gonna be modern day entirely. I'm gonna be playing in a paper event. I'm gonna be playing a league to record for you, and I'm also gonna be playing the format playoff here. So let's see how long my concentration will last, but we're off to the races here. So we cut down to one season pyromancer because most of the time I need the answers and not a threat, but it's still a pretty good value play, and therefore I want to have one. Then Liliana the Last Hope made it back in because currently people are just experimenting. So the meta is quite divided, right? On the one hand, we got all the stuff that should be banned, all the looting decks, Hogaak, Dredge, Phoenix, etc., etc. And on the other side, we do have all the people who are currently brewing with all the new cards that came in, and it's really the Wild West. So we got a Wasteland on the left and the Wild West on the right, and we're somewhere in the middle, which always makes it somewhat more difficult for patrol decks, because we just have too many threats we have to answer. But still, Liliana Lasso pretty good against Wild Fang Koal, and there's also a couple of other spells that we want to have that against, especially also against the company decks that are going full-on combo. With Give Out Runes. Liliana doesn't kill Give Out Runes, but she can threaten a couple of the tinier creatures so that we don't have to spread our removal suite too far apart. And then, so Flusterstorm in here, probably not gonna be good enough. Oh, come on. This fucks me up so much. I need to adjust it. Spell bomb. Alright, so now we should have... What the fuck? Alright, so these are the ones that are off. So, yeah, our sideboard is basically against creature decks and against graveyard decks. And then... Where was I? So yeah, I don't know. Let's just jump into the league here. So last weekend I went to Copenhagen, which was a really nice trip for everyone in mainland Europe. I can only recommend it. Go to Rostock and from there take a ferry to Copenhagen. It's a pretty cheap ride, and you can also just take the bus. It will bring you both on the ferry and to Copenhagen itself. And Copenhagen was limited, as I already mentioned before. So it's not my format. I just played it because it was Modern Horizons and I wanted to have a couple of the cards. It was fun, but I dropped after a couple of rounds because first of all, my pool was really atrocious. I just drew a couple of good lands, so value was there, but not good for a limited pool. And that's really why I don't consider the format competitive, because it's just so luck based what you draw and what you get beaten up by, because some cards are just going to be OP, especially cards like Hex Drinker. It's just insane in limited, but also the swords, etc. So we're gonna keep... I'm just gonna close the window really quick. That's a little annoying. Oh yes, first game instantly playing against hogaak Bridgevine shit. So since it's not really revealing, I'm still gonna play a little here, although we could instantly go to sideboards. So I guess the best card that we can take here is Carrion Feeder. The other cards he wants to have in his graveyard anyway. Of course, best top deck. Altar of Dementia. Usually the combo piece. And then we do have a Dredge Vengevine. So now he still needs... Did he just draw another 1-drop? No way. So that's insane luck. And now we're basically done. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, so to be entirely honest with you, I really do not understand what Wizards R&D is doing. Like either they not even did they not hit the taste of most players in terms of which cards they printed, but also like an overside in this dimension just seems insane. So this one can go. Probably still want to have Seasoned Pyromancer though. And then potentially both of the Logic Nuts can go. Yeah, so Modern Horizons, instead of giving us the tools to fight an unfair meta, just did the exact opposite. So Jigsaw Jailer is pretty good. Should also come down early enough to still make a difference here. And then the turn after that, I want to be playing Grimlava Mansa and Serum Visions. So we also need red. I'm going to do it that way. Unless they're playing a couple of 1-drops, then I'm not going to go with Grimlava Mansa and keep up Blast Zone. Alright. Jailer. So now, of course, Snapcaster Mage becomes way worse. But that's fine because it's still 2-1 beater, and mostly that is just as big as their stuff, except for Carrion Feeder, which is probably the only card that's still functional. Yeah, so I've become really fond of Jigsaw Jailer. And as I already said once before, it's actually a card that I would like to see. Yeah, so he's just spamming stuff here. Let's say Mire. We probably also need the Mire because we need another blue source. So this is just going to come in tapped. Next turn we're going to blow up their creatures, which hopefully there are going to be a couple more. And I would just doubt that our opponent. So Hogaak is still a problem because he can he cast it? Yeah, I think he can cast it from his hand as well. with Convoke and the other thing. Alright. Perfect. So he did board Assassin's Trophies. Let's just hope that we're gonna get down our Neil Spellbomb before that. Alright. And this is what I meant. So this wasn't a fun game, right? We won it, but I do not understand, like, why are you playing Magic if you're playing such a deck with zero interaction, with like over in the first 2-3 turns at max, and then post board you're just dying to hate, or you're still winning. Not my jam, to be entirely honest with you. So I hope he's gonna bring in a little bit more hate now, so that he'll be slowed down to a certain degree. Well, I guess we need to keep this in the hopes of finding a black source. Alright, we found the black source. Not 100% sure if we should go with Lavamancer here. I think we're gonna go with a Bloodstained Mire. Reason being that if he does have 1-drop here, like Carrion Feeder, I don't want him to get Hogaak out before stuff happens. Alright. Doesn't make sense to kill the Insolent Neonate here. It doesn't, because he of course would sacrifice in response and just draw a card. So let's see if you can kill our Jailer. And the second one as well. So this appears to be him digging for more answers and just assuming that potentially his best answer is okay, so just 1 card left in hand. Killing the feeder before that becomes a thing. Attacking with the Jailer. And then I think I want to go with the other Jailer here, because I don't know what else they have in terms of removal. Except for multiple Assassin's Trophies. Yep. I guess Grim Lavamancer is good enough here. yeah, I like it a lot. Jace and Grim Lavamancer together are also pretty neat if you don't ever want to flip the Jace. And I think this is going to be quite over here. He would have to draw something significant. So now he has multiple things that he has to take care of. We should be done here. Good games, opponent. Good games. Alright, so how much time do I have left? I think I can go with one more here. And then I probably have to go. Almost forgot that we lost game 1. Just ignoring the non-games. Alright, we're gonna draw keep. So I'm playing this safer. Usually I would go with... Alright, I'm definitely gonna go after Bitter Blossom here. Kaya's Guile is only as good as we want it to be. Oh, I actually did not see this here. But as long as we can get out our Liliana, hopefully. Yeah, maybe in retrospect I shouldn't have taken the Bitter Blossom, because now he could be drawing a... Okay. A discard spell. Could have drawn that in turn 1, of course, as well, but... So this is going to be a Watery Grave, and then we're going to shock this one to be a Steamet. So now it becomes interesting if our opponent does have removal for... So Godless Shrine's gone, one of those is gone as well. If he's actually packing removal for Planeswalkers, which I wouldn't believe, because currently there aren't many Planeswalkers running around, outside of maybe blue-white. So that wasn't... Yeah, that was a planes that we didn't know about, so we still know 3 of the cards post this Spectral Procession. A very good land, and still pretty underappreciated. Will definitely grow in price over the medium run. Alright, so I want to be a little cautious here. Just assuming that our Liliana can take care of the spirits, I'm going to counter draw. Could also counterbalance Alright, let's see. So I probably want to have both of these. Jace is just a good card overall. And we're gonna go and Inquisition him because I want to get rid of Kaya's Guile in order to protect our Nimble. And potentially, like, protect our graveyard. What is this? Exile okay. Yeah, I think that's alright. So Liliana has already pulled so much value here. That's just the read on the meta, right? I know my online homies here. Even if we don't win this, I'm still pretty good with the adaptation here of Liliana. Yep, yep. Alright. If he wants to path the Snapcaster Mage here, I think I'm gonna let that go. So it just puts it on top of, yeah, just as Academy Runes. Which makes sense, I guess. I would assume he's gonna path our Snapcaster Mage. Lol. So this is gone, this is gone. I think this is gone as well. So there's just a path left. It's not really a big deal because what's the say on the other card? We don't know that one, right? Yeah, I think this is fine. Because next turn he's just gonna spawn the Billow Blossom that we're not gonna do anything about. And then we're gonna play the Nimble. Kill the spirits. Alright. That was it. Silent clearing. So now he's probably gonna path something, I would assume. No? So we're gonna keep up Cryptic no matter what because he needs to overload the board in order to get back into the game. Liliana will just keep the Bitter Blossom in check. And as long as that's the case, he's just gonna lose 3 life a turn. We have 6 damage. He's probably also playing Thought Seizes, I would assume. So Vault of the Archangel. That's a pretty good card. I'm not going to do anything yet. Another path. So in this case, I think I'm gonna bounce the Snapcaster Mage in order to go Bolt Snap Bolts. Or we just counter draw. Because the alright. Now it should be over within 2 turns. So we still do have a problem here, and that is actually Jigsaw Jailer might also be alright. Nimble probably is not good enough. Let's have Krumlava Mansa. So we want to have Kalitas, hoping that our opponent is actually cutting down removal spells. And we probably also want to have Fulminator Mages, because he's playing a lot of really pricey stuff. So, how good is our discard magic? That would be the first to get rid of here, I think. So Thoughtseize at 100%. Inquisition could still be good. We're probably racing anyway. Risefall. Most of this stuff is exile effects. Maybe this is better. It's not a perfect hand, but we do have Creeping Torpid to both raise and threat Planeswalkers. That's also right. Hopefully no turn 2 Bitter Blossom. Alright. So he has Kaya's Guile in order to get back a little value. Alright, now we do have a big problem. I think we're not going to utilize the Fulminator Mage just yet. If he does have a 4th land and the Planeswalkers, so be it. But I think we need to pressure a little bit. And we can only do that by keeping a 2 toughness creature around. Yep. So if he double blocks, I'm just gonna shoot up. Okay. So we're just racing here. Certainly not very good for us. Not without a Kalitas. Okay, don't do 13. Yeah. Alright, so we'd take 6, which of course is huge. Alright, so we're probably gonna get hit by either a path or a fail push here. But our draws just didn't come together in any sort of way. So we're going to take 6 again. He does have a blocker for our Snapcaster Mage. He's still drawing for action here. If we draw a... So he still needs to attack with 6 for us to die next turn. If we were to draw a Cryptic Command followed by a Lightning Bolt, I think we do have a chance. What the fuck is this? Okay. So it's a free flashback. There's nothing we can do here, right? Nope. Alright, so we don't have any sweepers, which is very, very, very problematic. Fulminated Mage, of course, becomes better on the play. And I'm looking over to Jigsaw Jailer here. But I think we're going to remain as is. No. Oh. Spellbone's probably better than Inquisition. So Bitter Blossom is going to go first. Fuck. Kai's Guile is also threatening because it offsets our lightning bolts. Alright. So we still know 4 of his cards. Also, Despark doesn't work on Liliana. Let's see if she's our fortress here again. Or if he actually does have something right now. So we probably need it in this order. Modo, the Archangel. Tap 3 untapped white creatures you control. Alright, we're not gonna let that happen. And now I'm inclined to put Terminate to use here, although it's not great, but I think our best option is to actually go with that Liliana there. With the Liliana ultimate. Ah shit, now I missed it. But we have... Alright, so this is fine. As far as I'm concerned. Kambal. Well, Kambal is not fine. So let's see, what do we still have? These 3 cards, right? Yep. So Cryptic Command's coming up, which gives us not only a turn, but also lets us push that Liliana. To 7. The problem is still Vault of the Archangel, so I think he could still race us, to be entirely honest. Let's see if he's gonna crack the Silent Clearing here. Yeah, looking for an answer to Liliana. All right. So on the plus side, I think Grim Lava Mantis is actually gonna go to the bottom here. He does have a failed push. I just want to find Snapcast images. So our tokens are stronger and they replicate faster. It's probably just going to be a Kaya's Guile. So he definitely wants to race here. Alright. 5. Gonna make it the 4-turn clock. think one cryptic or a snapcaster mage should be. We definitely need one. Oh, come on. So that's 8. We're dead next turn. Yeah, racing isn't an option here. That's not good enough. That was unlucky. I think we did everything that we could here. Having more than 6 outs. I probably needed 2 more turns. Like if we had a Snapcaster Cryptic Command here to tap that team. That would probably be good enough. Alright. Sad. Alright, so I'm off to tournament now and I'll be recording quite a bit later. So see you guys around. Alright, so I'm currently playing the modern players with more than 300 players. I was 5-0 after the first 5 rounds. Then I played the second time against Bridgewine, which was just insane, and now I'm playing against Kanister. Therefore, I think I'm just going to record it, even though I get beaten up here. Not actually sure what Kanister is on. But that is not a good sign, generally speaking. Oh, it's Bridgewine again. Great. So my sideboard is actually pretty insane. I put in 4 Neil Spellbombs, 4 Jigsaw Jailer, and 2 Kalitas. So the only, well, if we had the sideboard pieces, then still hogaak is a big problem. Alright, that was not a good hit. And there is the Vengevine. Bridge from below. Alright, let's see. So he's not gonna see our Nimble coming, and since he didn't play anything here, He might be relying on faceless looting. Yeah, so he was relying on faceless looting. Second bridge and 2 Vengevines. So I believe that we actually make him discard here. That's another hogaak. Alright. So I'm prepared here to bold our own Jace, if that should be necessary. He's apparently looking for... Okay. So that's interesting, actually, here. Might actually have problems here to get those 2 creatures that he desperately needs. To the bottom, to the top. So the question remains, I think I'm gonna fall him here. No, we can't, because then we can't use Kolgan's command anymore. But I would like to keep Vengevines out of just 2 lands, okay? So if we aren't getting comboed off here, might actually be able to steal the game. Which is somewhat hilarious. Lol. 1 game 1 against Bitchmine. Insane. So this is gonna come in. I do not want to have discard spells. This is gonna go out. So my problem is, so on the one hand we need Grim Lavamances. So I think I'm going to get rid of one Jace here. I need Icefall and Terminates to get rid of Hogaak. That's how I lost the last round against them. So it's a decent hand, it just doesn't have any graveyard interaction. We're on the draw though, and the probability that we draw something, we get 9 cards that we can draw to, and Grim Lavamancer can keep the board a little cleanish, I hope. So I'm gonna keep here, just see how it goes. I guess we could be mulliganing more aggressively. But for a I'm gonna block on the one hand because I want to be able to Altar of Dementia, sure. Alright, so we got the stuff. Now we just need 2 turns. Seem to be somewhat slow. So I'm not gonna block here, and I'm also not gonna kill it because I don't want him to just recast it. I mean, he can sacrifice it to Altar of Dementia, of course. Okay, Wisp Mare. Sure. Yep. So now I think, so this is gonna be a Steam Vents. I want to kill this in response so that he does not know what's gonna go into the graveyard yet, and so that Bridge Wine doesn't trigger. Bridge from below, I mean. Okay. So up until now, it's not a whole lot that he had here. So obviously we could go with Liliana here, and that would probably be a fine play. But I want to kill the Altar of Dementia, because we don't really have another combo breaker here. I think he's aware and playing around a Nimble Obstructionist. So this turn is really important to us, because we are not allowed to die yet. I do not really care about that though. Alright. What is going on? 2-0 Kanister here on Bridgewine. That is just amazing. Amazing. Alright. So this was just a short video because I just wanted to record the one against Kanister. This is still open the league, so I'm going to resume that as soon as possible. 6-1 right now. Out of the 7 rounds I played 3 rounds against Bridgewine, which is very annoying, but so it goes. And that was it for right now. Alright, a wonderful good morning and welcome back. It is another day because I actually played up until I think 1 o'clock in the morning last night, the modern players. I came in 12th off of 305 players, only being beat due to tiebreakers from entering the top 8. I think there were 2 or 3 spots with 7-2. Yeah, so played against Hogaak Vine 4 times in that 9 rounds and beat it 2 times, lost 2 times. So yeah, I mean, I had 10 dedicated sideboard slots against Hogaak Vine. And still, if your opponent just gets down a Hogaak on turn 2 off of his hand, it's just a real feel bad moment. But that's just how it is. So we're gonna continue here and finish our league. Hope you enjoyed the small glimpse there into my last endeavor yesterday. Was pretty interesting. I think, yeah, there was one black devotion player who actually made 3rd. I've had a look at his deck list, and as far as I understood, he's playing that list for over a year already, but I do not see how, like maybe in a dedicated meta, you know, where you're mainly prepared for one deck or deck type, but I'm not sure how he is able to win against combo, and I'm honestly also not sure how he wins against Hogaak Vine main board, so, but still fun. And then there was also an Espadeth's Shadow list, making it to the top 8. Espadeth's Shadow, apparently the way to go with Death's Shadow. That's bad. It's possible that we need to try our luck here if we don't roll a removal spell. Or a logic not for, oh man. Rancor? Alright, we're playing Infect. I thought we're playing against let's see, do we die here on turn 2? We could definitely die and give up runes. Just makes it all harder. So I was anticipating that we were gonna play against Druid. Yeah. But there's no other way. Like, if we have Give Over Runes here, be alive, then he can just evade. Yeah, alright. Alright. With the rest, I'm actually quite alright. Probably want to have Fluster Storm though. Hogaak. We might need to kill the spells, get the spells guide here. What will happen then? He's gonna play Hogaak, then next turn he's gonna play Icoclomur and have Vines of Vastwood up, which is also bad. If we get to Blast Zone, of course, we can just kill these two. Yeah, I think we... It's gonna be turn 3 until he can attack. And he might also follow up with the other Noble Hiring there. The problem is that Spells Guide can redirect both sides onto us. Both sides of Kolaghan's command. So I'm gonna take 4. Then play Nimble Obstructionist as a blocker so that we can, in fact, go with Blast Zone, kill the things. Get a sweet 2 for 1 here. Next turn we have Kolaghan's command and Cryptic command up. Problem is that with Pendragon this becomes a 4-4. Otherwise, we probably straight up die here. Because then he pumps it and then. Yep. 4-5 even. That's pretty darned. Alright, how do we do this? So obviously what we would really like to do is play the Torpid, do something with all Kolgan's command. But we know he does have a Vines, at least one, to protect his mirror. So I think we need to take the cryptic command here and hope that we draw a little bit more of interaction here. I guess what we can do though is we can let it attack if he only has 2 mana, because he doesn't have enough in his graveyard yet. And he shouldn't be having a counter spell, so if he plays a spell then we can go counterbounce. We have 2 targets, so even if he goes Winds of Asput. Shape of Sanctuary. Now we have to hope that it doesn't have another land. Okay. No. Alright. So I guess we're gonna get back our Nimble. He's gonna draw a card. Shape of Sanctuary is really annoying. Why would he be shocking? How does that make any sense? No clue. We're gonna, well, maybe a Path to Exile. So we're gonna try to bait out a little bit here. We could of course also just attack with the other one as well. but I want to get that Grim Elements down. Also because it's a blocker. So So this thing here could be, or is probably, gonna be a dry double. Is there anything I want to change? Don't think so. Blast Zone is our only option against Shaper's Sanctuary. Spells guides. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see, how do we best do this? So our Kolaghan's command has to hit the Spells Guide and make him discard. Give of Runes, of course, will protect the two Glistener Elves. So I don't currently see how our Snapcaster Mage is going to do anything good. So I'm not going to cast anything here just yet. Just a land. Okay. guess the only consolation here is that our opponent, if he has scale up, and I think that's the only card that we die to here, except for maybe, no. We're gonna take 2 more. Then we're gonna play a nimble to keep up counter magic. Well, give up rune's definitely not gonna happen. Okay. So I'm gonna play it cautious. Gonna play 1 nimble first, 1 nimble at a time here. Because I don't want his Glisten Elf to survive, no matter what. And then next turn we still have Nimble plus 2 counter spells. Although Flusterstorm of course becomes worse and worse the more lands he has. Great would be a Liliana here. No Dryad Arbor. Maybe they cut it now that they are also playing Give Over Runes and just need the colored mana. So I guess we need to counter this. 1, 2. So this is 3, we need 2 more. Shit. 4. So Snapcaster Mage is good with Rise Fall. Therefore, I mean, we get a Nimble into our graveyard. I think Cryptic Command is correct here. So now our opponent does not have anything going on anymore. We should be ahead off of the top, but that could also, of course, just change really quickly. Nimble is good. Having a threat and a potential blocker is definitely good. Penlaven is bad. Nah, Liliana. There we go. Just gonna go down here, not only to get back a probably a Nimble, but mostly because I want to have more cards in my graveyard to ditch to Logic Knot. Spells guide, it's alright. I think Infects really profited of Give of Runes. Really made that deck a whole lot better. Also because it can protect from colorless, which even Modo Runes would not be able to do. So opponent just being a little salty here. Alright. Not working out for our opponents. So after this league, I'll probably also just... Where is... Shouldn't there be like... Where's my game history? Did they move that? Don't know where it is. I actually wanted to show off the matchups that I played against, but I can't figure out. Oh, here. Alright. We'll get there. Yeah, I think we will keep it on the draw. Looting. Aethervial. So Black Crypt Aethervial makes me think that we're actually playing against goblins. Big fat goblins. I would assume that we want both. So we definitely want the lightning bolt. Ricefall. Yeah, why not? Usually I would put Ricefall to the bottom, but since they have a lot of, like if it's goblins, they will have a lot of 3, 4, and 5 drops, and so Ricefall could actually come in handy. That is pretty bad. Taking out Kolaghan's command here probably stifle our abilities to a certain degree. Okay, that is interesting. So we're indeed playing goblins. And I'm just gonna play the mountain here. Logic Knot is not gonna do us any good. I don't think they have a whole lot 2-drops and or 1-drops. Therefore, I just want to be efficient here. Kill whatever they're gonna come up with. Oh no, they have Munitions Expert. They do have a 2-drop, but I'm not entirely sure if that's... Alright. So now I would actually say that it becomes like the decision our opponent did there becomes somewhat questionable. Like he didn't have enough mana and he just didn't take our Kolaghan's command. And now, well, Goblin War Chief, Slingang Lieutenant. Protection from blue. Sure. By the way, I love that protection is back, but there's one card I want to complain about. So Lily, of course, is just great. The question is, do I want to show it to him? And I don't think so. I think we're gonna go with Snapcaster, fall him, have Lily up. Because he has all these 1-drops and I want to get value out of my Lily, and I also want to block with Snapcaster to get it back with Lily, and therefore, yeah. So now he doesn't know about Lily, which is also pretty good. So Thoughtseize is gonna go and be replaced with Grim Lava Mensa. These are all fine for the most part. Logic Knot will probably be dead at some point, but the upside's just too high to not do anything about it. I'm wondering though if Thoughtseize might be better than a Logic Knot. But at first we're gonna go with just this lineup here. It's a pretty slow hand. I think we're gonna keep it. We need to be careful. We need to be very, very careful indeed. So I think this is gonna fetch for a black source, because they are boarding or an instigator. That is also problematic. All right. So what we're gonna do, I don't want him to hit. I definitely don't want him to hit. And since next turn I might be inclined to go Risefall and Inquisition, I'm just gonna go Shock here, play Jace. It's gonna die, but I'm definitely gonna block that Warren Instigator. Unless he has a bolt. Well, that makes it a little easier. And that makes me also want to go with a basic here. Because he's definitely playing black. And if he wants to play a Blood Moon here at some point, he could have got a real response. I've seen that before. So I guess I'm gonna leave to his turn. Okay. Yeah, so, and, you know, this makes it a little awkward. I think he has a lightning bolt. I think that's what I just saw there. His twitch. Alright, so it does have a Thought Seed. But if he goes with a Thought Seed next turn, then I think I'm gonna take the Realm Master here. Okay. Is that War Chief or is it gonna be a Matron? Okay, so we're gonna be hit by a bit. Of course, go. I would love to have a black source. Problem is, this thing also gives haste. So we're gonna go ahead. This might not be ideal. Yeah. Hopefully Grenko wall boss, mob boss, and not. Yeah, good. Rather this than. The other thing. But we need to find a Kalitas sooner than later. Goblin Rebel Master. I think we do have a good play here though. So this one goes, puts itself into the graveyard. We're gonna play Rise on these two. We're gonna play the Jace. Float the Jace. Discarding Polluted Delta. Fall him. And play blocker. And Blast Zone. pretty good. Never a good sign if your opponent starts cracking their canopy lands. More an instigator. So since we can't block anything, he did not play. One, two, three, four. He did not play land, therefore I suspect that he does have something relevant. Goblin Chieftain. Okay. So now I'm probably gonna go ahead here and bounce draw, so that we can next turn activate Jace and Kolaghan's command both into Oblivion, and then it's just GG. Alright, good games. So off to the last round here with Grixis control. And this is actually cool that we're meeting so many different types of decks and not play Hogaak Vine 4 times in a row. Am I actually recording? I am. Good, good. Oh, pretty fast league until now, I think. Right? Oh, well, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Fat chocobo. Keeping it. Oh. Oh no. So this appears to be, hopefully it's a Death and Taxes deck and not, actually, if it's Dark, Confident, and Kaya. So if we take Dark Confident here, we can counter Kaya next, the turn after next turn. But I think I'm gonna take the Kaya just in case he draws a discard spell, because he's definitely gonna jam the Dark Confident there. All my instincts tell me to take out Dark Confident, and so I will. Force Nimble Obstruction is also pretty good against the Canopy lands, in case we really want that. Yeah. So this might be a Kaya's Guile. Oh, he's just waiting for discard magic. think I'm good with either. Like, I want to get down the Nimble, of course. Still has these 3 cards in hand, minus the Thoughtseize. If we play Nimble now, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with a Nimble. If he wants to play Kaya, that's fine, because we can just kill it with the Lightning Bolt. Or otherwise protect our Nimble. Could also be taking Seasoned Pyromancer in order to get value out of Kaya. Interesting. Also interesting. Get push. So blue souls were great. Not quite. Our opponent drew pretty good here. I got rid of the Nimble just because like if we have to raise, I don't want my opponent to get extra life off of Kaya. Interesting. So he's not doing anything here. He's also not. So I guess we need the Scalding Tarn. Lucky, lucky, lucky. He knows what our last card in hand is. Cool. That's a problem. So he's probably just gonna hit us for 6 here, which means, well, he could also flashback the Lingering Souls, of course. Sadly, we do not have any way of getting rid of our blast zones. Lol. Still no need to actually do that this way, but yeah, I guess. Lots of tokens really have become a thing again. So let's see. Discard Magic's just gonna go. Nimble Obstructionist is also not a good card here. Let me see. He's gonna hit our graveyard as well, so alright. Then Nimble is gonna come in again. I think. Like, I'm inclined to play Jixla Jailer just to stop his Lingering Souls, but I think that's probably not good enough. Keep it. Just gonna fetch Shock here for Water Grave so that we can deploy this defense turn 2. Tapped. And still have a black source up. Interesting that he's also playing blue. Why wouldn't he be playing blue? Hopefully he's gonna play a Dog Confident here, and that would be amazing. No Dog Confident, no anything. Alright, so this is our best turn 3 play whatsoever. Alright. Let's see, you have another one. He did not see... Did we play against him before? He did not see any black color permanent. So that's somewhat weird. Interesting that our opponent hasn't played anything yet. And also with Celestial Purge in the mix, I'm definitely not going to bring in. Lol. It's really mind-boggling to me that our opponent is bringing so much hate here. Another one? Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Alright. I mean, it is good to know, I guess. Yeah, you could have used the Blast Zone as well. Probably been easier. So if Liliana survives, we probably win. I'm not gonna play the Seasoned Pyromancer yet. If possible, I want to kill the Shambling Man first. Sure. Yeah. You weren't gonna win that, mates. But that still leaves us with a couple of questions in our mind. So Liliana's still just too good to pass upon, but I'm not too sure about Nimble Obstructionist. I think a Fulminator Mage could do a fine job in between, also because it blocks a couple of the Lingering Souls. So we're gonna go with that instead. It also evades most of their sideboard hate. But this obviously is not a good matchup for us. A particularly slow hand, which will probably be picked apart. But if we draw lands, might still be alright. Silent Clearing. That's usually not a turn 1 play. So we can only take these two, which will activate our Rise. Obviously we're drawing another 4-drop. You gotta be punished for keeping the hand, I guess. But that's weird. Like, Silent Clearing could also mean that he does have a Shambling Vent. But why would he be playing that one on turn 1? Bit of Blossom. Nope. Alright, so everything went as expected. And he's certainly holding up a Dog Confident there. Really need lands. Fuck you. Yeah, so this is just... If we had drawn a land there... fuck you, Modo. Only land I don't want to see here. Now he's also gonna take our Fulminator Mage, I assume. So it's a race. I guess the last 2 cards in hand might be removal. It's just drawn so much better. If it sticks, then we do have a chance. But no matter which type of removal he has, it will be active due to Silent Clearing. Alright. So I'm going to go with the Kalitas because if he waits again. So that wasn't a good play by him. Because we could have drawn an island by ourselves and then protected our Kalitas. Which I guess would have been awkward. So Okay. Well, if you're not attacking, I'm also not attacking. So if this is what he drew, which is likely, yeah, he's just looking for removal here for Kalitas. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to the living though. So with another torpid, we could potentially raise him, I guess. We already have a land roll for next turn, so let's hope that our Kalitas will survive for one more turn. That ain't good. So lightning bolt and torpid, where we're gonna be lethal. So that's his draw of the turn. And he can also return the spirits, so we have to hope that he does not hold another fatal push. Sadly, have to search our library. I'm inclined to take red here, just in case we draw a Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Yeah, so it's actually, our opponent's playing pretty well. But it's not going to be good enough, I think. It's lagging a little bit. So could be going wrong here, of course. And he does have a path, but I wouldn't imagine. So we're just gonna tag in with Kalitas. GG's. So a wonderful league sprinkled in with a couple of extra gems from last Saturday's tournament, but now I'm also going to go out over the game history here. So where did the league start? I guess here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Here's 7, 2. That was my record. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we started here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So Burble was the first game. What did we play against here? Nope, this definitely wasn't it. This wasn't it either. No, this is all... Alright, so I apparently... No, I can. Oh, that's cool. That's actually a good improvement. So first game against Tyrannical on Affinity. He beat me game 1 because, as you will see, yeah, he had a pretty sick draw. But then in games 2 and 3, I beat him up. Game 2 was against, or round 2 was against Death Shadow, I believe. Also a pretty salty player. Yeah, was Death Shadow. So that was cool. Round 3 I played against Bridgewine for the first time, I believe. Not 100% sure. Oh yeah, it was Bridgewine, and he started off with the Leyline of the Void. Right. Just to showcase here, yeah. Round 4. I actually can't remember, but I won that as well. Oh yeah, Hardened Scales Affinity. And then round 5, Blue-White Control, I believe. Yeah, Blue-White Control. Round 6, and from here on out it's only Hogaak, I think. Yeah, this was the 9-0 player. And here actually, like, this was actually quite insane. So I win game 1 due to some miracle. And then games 2 and 3, I actually have all the hate and I still lose. Like, I have 2 Jixley Jailers here in hand. But just have a look. It's just that insane. So he's not even doing anything in terms of graveyard interaction. Just playing a bunch of 1/1s, and it's fine. I'm playing Jixley Jailer, and then he goes into his turn, attacks a bunch, looting. And here, like next turn, I'm fine, right? If I can get the Kalitas down and then have Kolaghan's command backup or whatever, it's good. The only thing I die to here is a Hogaak in his hand. And obviously, he not only has a Hogaak, he also has a Vengevine. So, yeah, that's how I die both times here. And, we could beat a Vengevine, but
an 8/8 trampler is just insane. Like, what are you gonna, what are you supposed to have in hand? Like, you have to have creature removal for insane amounts of small creatures. Then you have to kill the big guys, and you have to have dedicated graveyard hate. It's just a joke. So round 7 is against Kanister. You already saw that one in its entirety in this stream. Kanister, I think, then went on to win the next rounds and finish the same score as I did. Here, my second loss, again against Bridgevine. Just Bridgevine, Bridgevine, Bridgevine here. So not a whole lot of fun. And then run 9. I actually played the first really cool. Nah, actually there was Blue White Control as well and a couple of others. But here in round 9, I played against Black Green Rock, which was a pretty cool game, and we had a lot of fun. So yeah, that was my tournament yesterday. Came in 12th and just missed the top 8 by tiebreakers, which is pretty sad because this dude here came in unbeaten at first, and this dude made top 8 as well. So it's just due to the win opponent win ratio, because I won everything 2-1. Yeah, but that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I am back, of course, as I said, and I will continue to upload videos ASAP. So have a great weekend and see you guys around.